You signed for a $300,000 home, but over 30 years, you will actually pay back more than $500,000. Where does that extra $200,000 go? Today we break down the hidden math of mortgages and reveal exactly how to fight back. Most people believe a mortgage is simple. You borrow money, you pay it back with interest. That is the pitch. Here is what the bank's marketing brochure quietly leaves out. A mortgage is structured so that in the very early years, almost every dollar you pay goes straight to interest. Not to your home, not to your equity. To interest. Let us put real numbers on it. Say you take out a $300,000 mortgage at 7% interest for 30 years. Your monthly payment comes to just under $2,000. In month one, you might expect to chip away at your balance. Here is the reality. $1,750 of that first payment, nearly 88%, goes directly to the lender as interest. Only $246 actually reduces what you owe, month after month, year after year. For the first 5 years of a standard 30-year mortgage, you will write checks totaling over $120,000, and your loan balance will only drop by about $16,000. This is not an accident. This is how the system was built. The bank captures the bulk of its earnings in the first third of the loan, precisely when borrowers assume they are making real progress. And this design choice has a name. It is called amortization. Understanding it changes how you see every mortgage payment you will ever make. Amortization is just a word for spreading a loan across time with scheduled payments. But the schedule is not neutral. It is front-loaded in the lender's favor, by design. Here is how the math works. At the start of your loan, you owe $300,000. The bank applies your 7% annual interest rate to that full balance. That is $21,000 in annual interest, or $1,750 per month. So in month one, after your $2,000 payment, only $246 reduces your principal. In month two, your balance is slightly smaller, so your interest charge drops by just a few pennies. And this gap compounds in your favor over time. By year 15, roughly $900 of your payment goes to interest, and $1,100 goes to principal. By year 29, that ratio has completely flipped. The bank locked in all of its profit at the start. You get the benefit of faster equity building only after decades of payments. Now here is the question that changes everything. What if you did not wait? Every dollar of extra principal you pay today eliminates the interest that would have compounded on it for the rest of the loan. Because of front-loaded amortization, $1 paid early is worth far more than $1 paid in year 25. Refinancing means replacing your current mortgage with a new one, ideally at a lower interest rate, a shorter term, or both. Done right, it is one of the most powerful financial moves available to any homeowner. Done wrong, it resets your amortization clock, and that is where thousands of homeowners make a costly, invisible mistake every single year. Imagine you have been paying your mortgage for 8 years. Slowly, painfully, your payment schedule has started tilting toward principal. Then interest rates drop, and you decide to refinance for a new 30-year term. Congratulations, you have just reset back to month one. You are paying 88% interest again. You have extended your total debt by 8 more years. And you have handed the bank an entirely new block of profitable early-stage payments. So when does refinancing actually make sense? The rule of thumb: refinance if you can lower your interest rate by at least 1 full percentage point, and you plan to stay in the home long enough to recoup the closing costs, which typically run $3,000 to $6,000. Divide your total closing costs by your new monthly savings. That is your break-even point in months. If you plan to stay past that point, refinancing wins. If you are moving in 2 years, it probably does not. Better still, if you can refinance into a shorter loan term, the math gets even more interesting. Switching from a 30-year to a 15-year mortgage increases your monthly payment. But you own your home outright in half the time, and you will pay less than half the total interest over the life of the loan. This is because a shorter amortization schedule compresses that front-loaded interest burden into fewer years. Your equity builds faster, your total cost is dramatically lower. The payment feels harder, the outcome is far better. Here is the single most underused strategy in personal finance: making extra principal payments on your mortgage. You do not need to refinance. You do not need a windfall. You just need to add a specific intentional dollar amount to your principal each month. Let us go back to our $300,000 example. If you add just $200 extra to your principal every single month, you pay off the loan 5 years earlier and save over $40,000 in total interest. $200 a month becomes $40,000 in savings. Add $500 per month, you cut 8 years off your loan and save nearly $80,000. Add $1,000 per month, and you are out of debt in under 19 years and have kept over $100,000 that would otherwise have gone to the bank. The math is extraordinary, and it is extraordinary specifically because of that front-loaded amortization schedule. Every extra dollar you pay in the early years eliminates multiple dollars of future interest. The earlier you act, the bigger the multiplier. 2 practical notes before you start. First, check your loan documents for prepayment penalties. Some lenders, though fewer today than in the past, charge fees for paying off a mortgage ahead of schedule. Always verify. Second, when you make extra payments, always designate them as principal-only payments. Contact your servicer, make it explicit. If you do not specify, some lenders will apply your extra payment toward future scheduled installments instead of reducing your principal directly. That does not produce the same interest savings. Principal only. Say it clearly, every time. The mortgage system was not built to serve your best interests. It was built to be profitable. And now you understand exactly how. You know that early payments are mostly interest. By design, you know that amortization front-loads the lender's gain. You know when refinancing is a smart move and when it secretly makes things worse. And you know that extra principal payments are the quiet superpower that most borrowers never use. Knowledge is the first move. Action is everything else. If this gave you real value today, subscribe to the Loan Desk. Every week we go this deep on mortgages, refinancing, credit scores, home equity, and every financial lever that actually matters for homeowners. The information is free, the impact is real. This is the Loan Desk. We will see you in the next one.